Hello, Matt here. Welcome to wanderingupward.org, pollinating sustainability. I'm going to talk to you guys about sleeping on the road. Not literally on the road, that's very dangerous. Do not do that. I'm going to be talking about sleeping while traveling. I'm on a bicycle tour. I'm traveling around the country, and the goal is not to do any campsites, not to get any hotels, things like that. So the question is, where do you stay, accommodations, how do you get a good night's sleep? So I'll tell you about my experience so far. And my trip is a little unique possibly from others because I'm traveling around networking in a way, and visiting organic farms, people that are doing permaculture, homesteading and things like that. So I'm taking a lot of recommendations from the people that I'm staying with on where to go next. So generally what I've been doing so far is before I leave, or throughout the visit, I talk to them and I say, who else can I go visit? Do you have any friends that are doing similar type of things? And if they do, I ask them to call them and ask them directly. I've found that recommendations is a much better way than just getting somebody's number off the internet, or even getting somebody's number from the person I'm staying with is not as good as having that person call them. So I've had success so far of doing that, and I've found places to sleep. And sometimes, what I do is I just make the comment, yeah, I just need somewhere to pitch a tent, and maybe access to water, and hopefully somewhere to use the bathroom. And what's happened so far is there's been places that I've stayed that I've stayed in my tent, and then some people have an extra bedroom, or they say, no, sleep on the couch, and I do that, and I'm fine with that. So, the networking thing is great. I've heard of, I know couch surfing is something, and cold showers is also another one. Cold showers is a network for people traveling on bicycle tours. The only thing about those is you have to kind of look in advance of where you're going to be going. You have to get a hold of the people, make sure they're in town. It takes like a few days of correspondence to get that to manifest, but it's definitely an option. The other thing, which is kind of the foundation, because those types of things are, you're lucky if you find that, but they're definitely not guaranteed. So what I've been doing besides that is I have a tent, and I have a sleeping mat, and as you're riding around, even in your car, for the next few days, make it a practice and look around on the side of the road and say, if I was really just to be on a bicycle and I could just, wiggle in here, could I camp in this spot? And I think what you'll find, and what I've found, is there's little pieces of land all over the place that you could, go back there just before dark, set up your tent, wake up in the morning and leave, and nobody will ever know you're there. So I've been doing that, and it's been working great. And what I do is I have a two-person tent, and I bring my gear from my bicycle into the tent with me at night as much as I can. I take the front tire off the bicycle, and I lock the bicycle to a tree, and I put the lock through the front tire so that they can't steal it. And the rest of my gear is inside the tent, so I don't have to worry about people taking anything. The other thing that I do is I'll unload my gear in the woods, and then I'll ride somewhere, hopefully if there's a place near. I've been lucky so far to fill up my water jug. I have a gallon water jug that I use for bathing, and I bring that back, and I can wash with that jug before I go to sleep, so that my sleeping bag stays clean. And it's been working. And I've also read blogs from other people that say, a lot of people are just traveling across the country on a bicycle, and their whole goal is to just get across the country. So they're not doing as much networking, so they're not finding as many people to stay with. And I've read blogs of people traveling for months and never having a problem finding a place to set up camp. So that shouldn't be an issue if you're in a place where you enjoy doing something like that. If you don't enjoy doing something like that, you can also do it just to torture yourself, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I think it's great. And then washing your clothes, because I pretty much have one or two extra pairs of clothes, but I try to make sure I have all of my clothes cleaned. Either what I'm not wearing, I try to make sure it's either being cleaned or it's drying. So what I've done so far is I take a shower, put on new clothes. I have my dirty clothes at night. When I wake up in the morning, first thing in the morning, I pack everything up and I go and I try to find like a convenience store or some kind of like little shopping plaza or something that has a spigot in the back, and I fill up my bucket, which on my bike, my front basket is a 2.5 gallon bucket. So I take that bucket off and I use that to wash my clothes behind a convenience store, pack everything back up, hang my wet clothes on the back of the bike, and then I have the full day to ride and let my clothes dry. If it's raining or something, or it's not dry enough for my clothes to dry, then you know, I might end up just having to wear the same thing twice. You know, you're just gonna have to improvise at that point. But that system's been working well. I know I had a lot of questions about that when I first started, so I just want to put that out for clarity and also to give people comfort that are starting a trip, that you know that those options are pretty viable and they seem to work well. So thank you for joining, and good luck if you're setting out on an adventure.